Okay, Shalom Israel. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash, for allowing me to do another lesson. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. And this lesson is it's through the spirit and it's through the spirit, all right, and it's basically stemming off of what the elder Yaquab, which this is his page, GMS Isaiah 33 verse 6. All right, going off of this video, it says a true believer in the Lord has a contrite spirit. All right, and as you see on the screen, it says the sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite spirit. I believe that's Psalms the 34th chapter. It's actually written a few times. And basically what that means is that, we know we have to do lessons. We know that's a part of our job, But aside from doing lessons, what I might add is in doing those lessons, you want to make sure that you internalize those lessons. All right, don't just do it, all right, because you think, it may sound good, or, you only thinking that it'll help another brother. Know that it can help you as well. Know that it should help you. All right, because one thing that the Lord hates is a hypocrite. All right, one that tells another person to do something or act a certain way, and you're not doing it. And going into 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter. All right, because hey, it's going from me, myself. All right, and then myself first and foremost, man. Because hey, it's just been I know a lot of brothers can attest as well. It's been a rough week, man, to where it's like just full of distractions and Satan just holding you down, so to speak, man. You're trying to watch a video, just get distracted, or what I'm saying, it's just been a tough one. Even the Apostle Ramla, he did a video called Hard to Stay Focused. And even the elder in his video, he said, but most people don't see the stuff that brothers go through internally. They just they don't really understand this truth. They don't really understand us. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 7. Like I said, just something quick through the spirit. Just something I was thinking of that really just hit me, man. That like I said, you want to internalize the lessons that you do, the prayers that you make. You want to internalize it, man. And that builds your relationship. That builds your faith. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 7. I'm going to start at the top. Let me see. Okay, the point is at verse 8, but I'll start at the top. And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the nights afore. And he said unto me, Up, Ezra, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, Speak on, my power. Then he said unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then can go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? And what is the sea? The sea is the world. Okay? The sea is the world. Alright? So it says, But put the case the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? Alright? So this is the parable basically telling us the steps you have to take to rule the world. All right, and that's what we fighting for. We fighting for a seat. Well, most importantly, to be accepted by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And by being accepted, we're going to be joint heirs with the Lord, which means we're going to rule the world. All right, but in order to rule the world, you have to first start at home. The Most High gave us a simple task, a smaller task, if you will. As the scripture says, if a man don't know how to rule his soul, how can he rule a city? I believe that's in Salakia. Let me see if I can find it real quick. This is in the New Testament. I can't exactly remember how it goes. But this is a pretty good one. Proverbs 16:32. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city. And Yahweh Shah had to, when you read in the book of Hebrews, all right, and various the book of Hebrews, I believe the book of John even talks about it. Of how even before Yahweh Shai could sit at the right hand side of Yahweh, he was put down in a likeness. The scripture say he was sent in the likeness of man. All right, so he had to conquer the battle of the flesh before, he would be able to rule this world, just like us. We would have to do that, man. Being joint heirs with him. All right, so this is the first battle we have to rule is this flesh. All right, from fear to worrying, anger, doubt, beating yourself up, all that we're going to have to conquer, man. And we have to get it right now. Why? Because in that time of Jacob's trouble, all that's going to be compiled in one. All right, and you have to overcome that. All right, and be strong in the spirit to get through those trying times, man. It's called Jacob's trouble for a reason. There's going to be some very troublesome and scary times in the flesh, but in the spirit, you have to be built up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, knowing that you can overcome that. All right, and through the spirit we overcome the flesh. All right, in the spirit, you don't fear. In the spirit, you don't doubt. In the spirit, you have all faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. In the spirit, you're not you. It's times where you go out in the highways and byways and you speak, but you might make certain points, that touch another brother in his situation. You just speaking through the spirit, though. And the scriptures say, man, I can do all things through Yahweh Shai that strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. You got to remember that. We can't do this on our own, man. All right. That's why the flesh is. The scriptures say the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So we got to lean upon the spirit. All right, to make it past this first test. All right. Again, like I said, it's his flesh. Now it says, and he said unto me, up, Esdras, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? And Yahweh Shai even told us, man. All right, what's that narrow? Let me just grab it on my sword. All right, let's see what the narrow is. Alright, this is Matthew 7 verse 13. This is Yahweh Shai speaking. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate. The word straight means narrow. Okay? So again, enter ye in at the narrow gate, or the narrow path. For wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life. Alright? So Yahushua, he spoke it and he also internalized it. This is how he received the kingdom. And few there be that findeth it. Alright? This is why when it came time for him to go through, his persecution, he said what? Nevertheless, let thy will be done. Because he understood, that he had to go through it, man. First, it was the flesh that was, made him nervous. Then the spirit immediately took over, man. And he went through it, man. He did what he had to do. Alright? And now look at him, man. That's why the scriptures tell us, to remember the patience of Job, and of course to remember the author of our faith, Yahushua. Alright? Remember these righteous acts, man. This is how we're gonna make it through. Alright? And as I say this, hey, Lord willing, I apply this to myself, man. It says the entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water. And only one path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. So as you walk in this path, you're going to have adversities. You're going to have things that's going to try to push you off the path, man. The water's going to roar. You might get burnt a little bit by the fire, man. Or the fires might come up to where you see it, man. But it's like, you got to maintain that walk, man. Alright? Always looking down at your every step. Okay? Not looking at the next man or thinking about what the guy's doing behind you. You got to look down at your every step to make sure you don't fall. Alright? And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. Alright? And you got to have fear, knowing that you fall off on either side, you will get hurt. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? Okay? It says, and I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. Alright? So our portion, alright, is the kingdom. Alright? But to get to the kingdom, we got something standing in our way, this flesh. Alright? As the Apostle Kabar, and really many brothers have been saying this week, your worst enemy is yourself. As you say, charity starts in La Casa. Doubt starts in La Casa. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Remember to internalize, your walk, internalize your words, internalize your prayers. All right, first and foremost. All right, and hey, stay strong. Shalom to the elect.